Ladies and gentlemen, we have hit the Country Coach Magna jackpot. Today we're hanging out at Premier RV of Oregon, and we found a very special, rare Country Coach Magna.
One of my favorites. This is a 2008 Country Coach Bath and a Half Magna. Probably about 45 of these coaches ever built. So we're lucky enough to have one. We get 2 to 3 a year, so we're very happy to have this bad boy here.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this and very thankful to have you as a guest on the channel today. Those of you that know Louie know you are one of the most knowledgeable people on Country Coach in the world. You used to work for Country Coach. Would you be willing to share a little bit about your past with Country Coach?
Yeah, way back when I was younger, in 1996, I started at Country Coach, and I was started off washing coaches and then doing inspections. After about 2 years of that, I got to do factory tours for about 3 or 4 years, and in 2002, they moved me up to be a factory rep, which I had the West Coast, basically. I learned a lot from the factory tours because you know where every bolt and bay door and everything about, you just know way too much about these coaches.
Yes, sir, and I know you're very humble, but I believe your father was the president of Country Coach at one point?
Yeah, my dad started at Country Coach in 1990 and retired in 2002. Once my dad retired, I actually moved up into the sales position at Country Coach.
You've got a lot of knowledge on country coaches, so really looking forward to taking a look at this coach. And you also have several Magnas here that are available for sale. You think you can tell us about some of these coaches?
Oh, most definitely.
Now this is a Bath and a Half Country Coach Magna, probably one of the most sought after country coaches in the world. What is the story on this particular coach?
Well, we just got it in about a week ago. It's had 3 owners. We've sold it 2 or 3 times at least. So I knew the original owner, the second owner, and the last owner. Pretty cool history. All the service has been pretty much done here at Premier RV, which is pretty cool. So we have a good history on this coach.
Yeah, a lot of value in that. And those of you that aren't familiar with Premier RV of Oregon, we're actually in the old Country Coach facility right now, where a lot of the former Country Coach employees are still working on this. So a lot of value in this coach being serviced here where it was built.
Yeah, most definitely.
So this is the Magna 630. Now, what year is this coach? How many miles are on it, and how much money do you need for it?
It's 2008. It's about 72,000 miles, and we're asking $239 for it.
Yeah, pre-DEF coach. And does this have the Cat in it or the Cummins?
This has the 600 Cummins with the 6-speed Allison transmission.
And what's the towing capacity on this coach?
15,000.
And one of the biggest strong points of Country Coach is the semi-monocoque construction. This is on the Dynamax chassis. What is it about that Dynamax chassis that separates it from other production motorhomes out there?
Well, we all want the drive to be as great as possible, just like a Prevost bus, and that's the philosophy that Country Coach went with. When they built their chassis back in the late 90s, they really went after what the Prevost did underneath with the bridge construction and all that transferred into the independent front suspension, tag axles. All that makes the semi-monocoque chassis prevent it from doing the twisting and flexing. So that's a huge feature. Back in the old days, we always used to say if a high-end manufacturer wasn't building their own chassis, they weren't selling high-end motorhomes. So
I can appreciate that. And I think there's even a story of a Country Coach rolling down a hill like in South America and then driving all the way back here to Junction City, Oregon.
That's what semi-monocoque gets you.
Yes, sir. Yeah. What's that? What is that? That's a true story, though. What exactly happened?
Yeah, the guy went over an embankment and went down for like 200 feet. Flipped over on its side. It took 2 days and 2 tow trucks to pick it up, and he drove away. So,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to take a closer look at this coach. Do you think we can go through the bays here before we go inside?
Oh, definitely.
And I'm noticing we can fill the diesel fuel on both sides of the coach. What is the fuel tank capacity?
It's 150 gallons, and it's a dual fill, and then this right here is just an access to get to the sensors for the fuel tank. The first pass-through bay is the small one. A lot of people will put a TV out here. This one doesn't have one. And then you got another full pass-through here. And what you'll notice with the semi-monocoque chassis is that all these compartment bays are all partitioned off. So they're insulated, and they're all their own little area. So, you know, when you slam on the brakes, your stuff from back here isn't gonna go all the way to the forward part of the chassis.
Yes, sir, and I'm noticing all of this carpet is in excellent condition. Even the frame rails up here are wrapped in carpet, and I'm not noticing any unusual wear and tear. It looks like this coach has been well cared for.
Oh, very much so, yeah. These bay doors are electric locks, just to make it really user-friendly and very easy to open. You'll also notice that all the bay doors are fiberglass. They're not aluminum. You ever shut aluminum doors? Sometimes they're a little finicky and you got to slam them and do all those kind of things. These are going to look better. Instead of just having a flat piece here, they're going to actually have some character to it, a little curvature and stuff like that. Also, if you damage this door, you could patch it up and repaint it.
Yes, sir. And one of the things I'm noticing on this is the manual slide trays. One less thing that can break. I prefer these over the motorized slide trays, but full pass-through bay, very deep slide tray. And then it looks like some extra floor tiles are housed below this slide tray.
Yeah, that's from the factory back in the day.
Nice.
I noticed on our previous video we did in '07, some people were commenting on the bay doors and that they were hitting the slide room. These are a double strut door, so actually they stop right here. I have to literally push it to go to the double side.
And I'm noticing little bumpers here. When we look very closely, there are little bumpers, so they're not scratching the paint at all.
So I've read a lot of the comments and people were commenting on that, so I just wanted to clarify that it's all protective.
And I appreciate that. Louis is listening, and they have been doing a bunch of videos on their Premier RV of Oregon YouTube channel, so definitely worth checking that out. You guys are about 3,000 miles away, so it's a long journey for us to come make videos up here, but you guys have been doing some really cool videos and sharing a lot of great information, so definitely worth checking out their channel.
Back in that bay behind that little panel right there is where the inverters are, so that's a clean area that protects the inverter. It also has vents there to keep it cool. These are 6 house batteries. These are the Lifeline AGM batteries, the best batteries you could buy. 255 amp hours per battery, so that's a lot of amp hours out there dry camping if needed.
Yes, sir. Very clean battery bay. I'm not seeing any rust. It looks like it's been very well cared for.
Oh, very much so. And here's the chassis disconnect where you could shut off all the power to the chassis right here. These are going to be your cranking batteries right here. Super clean. What I really like about the Country Coaches though is the paint schemes and how beautiful they are. They flow really, really well. They use a Sickens paint, so you have a lot of depth in the paint instead of being kind of like what a lot of the other manufacturers, they're kind of dull, where Country Coaches, they have a lot of depth.
Absolutely, and some really cool metallics in the different shades and a really cool color combination on this coach.
Yeah, you got a little fade going on right here.
Yes, sir.
From the black to the red.
Now, a lot of the newer motorhomes are starting to do the passive steer tag axles and the liftable steers. What does Country Coach do to keep a tight turning radius?
Yeah, so for all the Country Coaches, they're going to have a liftable tag. And actually, a lot of people think that having a steerable tag is going to actually reduce the amount of feet to turn the coach. That's a lot of debate going on because your wheelbase, when that's lifted, is from here to the front wheel. So that's just your pivot point, and whether you have a steerable tag or a liftable tag, it's not going to change your turn radius.
So this is going to be a liftable tag like we see in the Prevost buses?
Correct.
Yes, sir, and I'm noticing power awnings above the windows here, and they even bring that paint scheme through those awning covers. Lots of cool little details that, take a lot of extra time and extra cost, but really make a big difference.
Yeah, all the things that Country Coach are very well known for, being a high-end manufacturer, and also the windows having a bronze tint to them, so that keeps the sun from coming inside the coach, also gives you a little bit more privacy.
And then talking about awnings, is this going to have the large patio awnings up top?
Yeah, this is going to have 2 awnings up on the roof, and they're going to come out about 15 feet.
Coming around to the back of the coach, such a cool style that was so far ahead of its time. Then we have like the barn style doors here to get access to that Cummins 600, the ISX. What else is going on in this engine bay here?
Just your basic stuff. You got your big 600 Cummins, you have your coolant, and then basically you have an air chuck here. It's all insulated back here.
Really cool the way they bring that paint scheme through these fins here. Again, you have that slow fade going from the red to the black. And then we'll see that Country Coach badging on the mud flap. And we always like to see veteran license plates. Big thanks to the owner of this coach for serving. We appreciate that. So rolling around here, we got the plumbing bay. Again, that electric latching mechanism. Hey, what's going on in here, Louis?
Yeah, in 2007, they went to a stainless plumbing bay. It just makes it look so much nicer. Behind this compartment is going to be our water filter. There's also a pump located farther down, but all your switches to dump your tanks. You could hook up and flush your black tank and your gray tank, outside shower. That's a direct gravity fed to the water, the 100-gallon freshwater tank. This also has the RV SantaCon where it would connect to here and then it would macerate the waste and then send it through a little hose about 20 feet.
Really nice to have that macerator if you need to pump waste uphill. And I really like the way that Country Coach labels everything with these plaques that have really held up well over time. And then we've got the Country Coach logo in that brushed aluminum. Really cool style. And a little spot here to store the sewage hose.
In this bay, we're going to have the big Aqua Hot.
That's the 600. If you look at a lot of the other, high-end motorhomes out there, like the Allegro buses, a lot of the Newmar product, it's not going to be that big of a hydronic heating system.
Yeah, it has a 2,500 watt electric elements to it also, so that gives you some hot water if needed.
Yeah.
You don't always have to be on diesel, you can be on electric also. So yeah, that's the big daddy of them all. It's a really good system. It's quiet, it's going to give you really efficient heat inside the coach and continuous hot water for your showers. What I like about these coaches is these bay doors. They're insulated, so they give you an incredible amount of insulation. Being fiberglass, it's going to dissipate heat also, but the way they shut, it's just like a car door. There's the other backside of the storage base.
Now I'm seeing some extra tiles in there, but you guys did do a video on your Premier RV YouTube channel where you did an in-depth remodel on a Country Coach Magna, bringing it to almost new. You guys are doing a lot of remodels?
We do a lot. We do 2 or 3 a month where we take all the tile out, the carpet and everything, and put fresh tile in there to make it look more updated.
There's just lots of stuff that they can do in your service department. Like we saw a coach where they updated the lighting. You said that was about $1,500, but really made it bright inside.
We actually did it in this coach.
Oh, that was this coach.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's cool. We'll have to take a look at that. The other thing that's kind of cool on Country Coaches is that they don't have an exterior flange right here, so when that slide goes in, it fits recessed into the side wall of the coach. So they're all about the look, and these coaches are incredible in that sense.
Yeah, completely flush when the slide rooms come in, very smooth.
Just the backside of full pass-through again.
That slide tray will come out both ways.
Yeah, dual directional trays.
And then here's that full pass-through bay that does not have the slide tray to give us a little more height and storage. Before we go inside, I'm noticing a huge window right here for the driver. Is this a power driver's window?
Yeah, that is the electric toll window. To pull the generator, it's on electric slide here. Just hold this button down. This is going to be a 12.5 Onan super quiet generator. 3 roof airs up on top of the roof with 15,000 BTUs per roof air and AC. In here, you're going to see your hydraulic. These are all HWH hydraulic slides and your HWH leveling system also. The good thing about the hydraulic slides is they carry a lot more weight than electric typically, so they also are a lot faster coming in and out. So kind of like that.
Yeah, we recently filmed a Country Coach down in Florida where we timed the slide rooms coming in. I put all 4 slide rooms, I believe it was under a minute actually. We ran the timer. I think Country Coach has the fastest slide rooms in the industry. And I've also noticed that they just seem to always work. We've reviewed a lot of different coaches and sometimes slide rooms won't work properly, but the Country Coaches seem to be pretty bulletproof.
Everything Country ever did is they're going to make it really super heavy duty. So that gets back to the HWH and why they use that slide mechanism. It's the most heavy duty slide room you could find out there.
It is very well built coaches, user friendly. We were even actually talking to our friends at Goss RV in Atlanta recently who do high-end motorhome rentals, and they used to do a lot more Country Coach rentals. They usually deal in the $1 million and up stuff, but they were talking about how much they just love the Country Coaches because they just work well. They're not very problematic. So just a lot of value here.
They're overbuilt, definitely.
Yes, sir.
And some of the things they do that this look will never go away is like there's not a gasket right here around the windshield. It's actually going to be urethane. So they just want that really nice clean look. If you look at the whole coach, the slope of the front, and it just gives you that nice look. Or a lot of people think this coach is only like 5 years old, not almost, 16 years old?
It definitely way ahead of its time with the styling, and I believe you and I did a 0 to 60 test in a test drive about 4 years ago in one of these Country Coaches.
Yep.
We'll have to find that footage just to show how quiet that coach was going down the road, but I don't think I've ever seen a bath and a half Country Coach Magna. You think we could take a look inside?
Definitely.
As we're rolling in here, I love to point out that Country Coach screen door and all of the detail work on the inside of this door. And then it's a very wide entryway. It's going to be a lot more wide than a lot of the motorhomes out there. So it just makes bringing stuff in and out very easy. Joey, the first thing I've got to ask you in this coach, did you guys do a remodel on these floors? These are beautiful tile floors.
This is one of my favorites. This is actually original. So
wow.
Not only is it beautiful, but it also has the radiant floor heat underneath, what you expect in a country coach.
Yeah, that'd be really nice on some of these cooler days up here in Oregon. But this is a very cool floor plan here. What's going on with this particular coach?
Yeah, this was custom ordered. So this is what they would call the office suite. So it's very functional. It gives you some storage down below here for file space. Right here is a little pull out if you have a laptop or whatever. Put it here. There's a little grommet in the back so you could have your plugins all below there, and then extra storage there. So kind of a great workstation for people and valuable storage.
And this is a huge recliner. I think this is set up for a big old boy. About double size as normal.
Yeah, that's the captain's chair.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. And is there sleeping here?
Yeah, this is what they call a jackknife. So this just comes out like this.
Yeah, very simple. And then is there some storage below that as well?
A little storage. Good for blankets.
And one of the strongest parts of the Country Coach Magna is this cockpit. What's all going on up here?
Yeah, you got your backup camera right here. Right below that is your silver leaf. That gives you a lot of information about your engine, your transmission, miles per gallon, your tanks. All that is all right here on that screen. And then obviously over here you're going to have this has a 3-stage Jake brake, your liftable tag, and then your mirror adjustments are all electric and they're right here.
And then we've got beautiful two-toned captain's chairs, even the two-tone on the armrest there. Looks like they're heated. Are these massaging seats too?
They're heat, massage, lumbar support. This seat cushion will actually move forward, so if you're long-legged or short-legged, it'll help you. The pedals are also adjustable, but these are the most comfortable seats that I ever sit in motorhomes. The cushions are very stiff, so that makes a big difference. Instead of having too much cushion, you want it kind of stiff. It's nice.
I remember the first time I drove a country coach, I had been driving a Tiffin Phaeton, and that was one of the biggest thing I noticed. I preferred the country coach seat over that. That Tiffin Phaeton was a nice coach,
yeah,
but
it makes a big difference.
A big step up to the country coach.
Yeah.
And will these seats swivel around if you want to make them part of the living area?
The passenger seat will definitely do that. The driver's seat, most of the time is going to hit the steering wheel when it's about turned this way, about 90 degrees.
Some folks like to keep an eye on what's going on outside of the coach. If you have your head on a swivel here, this would be a good spot for you. So.
The watchman.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coming into the galley here, I'm noticing what you guys like to call the coma cabinet. Looks like no glasses have been lost. All the wine glasses are there. All the cocktail glasses are there.
And that's how you know that the coach drives really well, is that you don't have to put these away when you're driving. You won't even hear them. You won't even notice them. So.
A lot of value to that.
Yeah.
And that's how you know that the previous owners were responsible. They didn't lose any of their glass.
This is a medium cherry, but you see all the curves in the wood. This is all 3/4 inch. They don't make cabinets like this in newer motorhomes that I've seen. So big fan of the old country coach cabinets and stuff and the counters. This is going to have the 2-burner cooktop, propane.
Yeah, and I like the way that Country Coach brings the countertops here, even in this nook. And then when you put that cover back on, it even has a wood piece right here, just so this is all completely flush along the face of the cabinets. And then it looks like a Fisher Paykel dishwasher here. Like you mentioned, when you open and close these cabinet doors, you really feel that Country Coach quality.
And all carpet up here, which is nice, so your glasses don't move around when you're driving.
Very clean. Everything that we're looking in, every cabinet we're opening up, everything is very clean.
It's like the backsplashes, country coaches, they weren't prefabbed and put into the coach. They were actually built into the cabinet and everything. A lot of manufacturers, when it's been this much detail, they would just have it pre-done and then slap it up here, where these are actually individually put on.
Wow.
We also upgraded the lighting on this coach. So this is a newer LED light that provides about twice as much light as what the typical halogen light would have been in 2008 on this country coach.
So if someone has a country coach that's starting to get dark, definitely worth bringing it here to Premier to have you lighten it up.
You know, I think it's one of the best $1,500 expenses you could make. It just makes all the difference in the world on the interior of the coach.
Yeah, lighting is so important, and that's, you know, I've been in a lot of different motorhomes, and when the lights are dim, they just don't show as well. And this coach is just really showing nicely with all these lights.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to see the rear of this coach because
Yeah.
I've never seen a bath and a half country coach Magna.
Not too many of them were made, you know, about 45 of them.
Yeah, so half bathroom right here with a really good sized sink. We do have a vent with a fan in the half bathroom. as well as a medicine cabinet in the half bathroom, again lined with carpet. Then we have some more storage in the half bathroom, as well as more storage here below.
And then you'll notice the pantry here, really large pantry.
Yeah, and these wood drawers, I mean, just very robust. If you look at how thick that face is, just over the top build quality here.
Residential refrigerator, that's 26 cubic feet, so that's a nice feature. And below that is a central vac. King size bed.
Wow, so bath and a half with a king size bed.
Lots of storage up here.
Yeah, all extremely clean. A little bit of storage with adjustable shelving, and then this could be made into a closet as well if you wanted to remove those shelves. It'd be a nice little coat closet there.
What's kind of cool about the bath and a half is that you don't have the double step up because this has the bigger engine. Or a lot of people complain about the double step up on this side of the bed, where your step up is back here going into the bathroom. So getting out of bed in the middle of the night, you're not going to trip and fall.
Yes, sir. I'm noticing it looks like the ceiling is getting taller in the rear bathroom there. What's going on back there?
Yeah, it's kind of a raised roof up here.
Really? So
Yeah.
this is almost like what Newmar did. I love the two steps up. I mean, this just is so different than any other motorhome. Those same beautiful tile floors, and you have 2 steps into your bathroom. It feels like I'm in a home. This does not feel like a motorhome at all. We've got the washer dryer here.
220-volt dryer.
Yeah, now with this headroom in here, is there like a fiberglass cap molded above?
Yeah, it is, but it's hidden by the awnings. So having the awnings on the roof is going to hide this little step up that creates this height in the back of the bathroom.
That's a cool feature, and I didn't know. I thought that Newmar with their cathedral ceilings was the original. I think they took that from Country Coach, and if you look at all the new Newmars, I think they're all doing this. So this was way ahead of its time to have this I call it a cathedral ceiling in the bathroom. Raised roof, or what's the technical Country Coach term?
You know, I don't know if we ever had a technical term for it, but I call it a raised roof.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So then we've got this radius shower with the cool etching in the glass. You can see those almost barn-style hinges on the door there. Very cool. And then plenty of headroom with that large skylight, bringing in natural light and plenty of room for a larger guy. Now, are these floors heated as well?
They are. It's on a different controller, so you could control the front. Here's the controller right here, actually. It's telling us it's 65 degrees in here right now.
Nice.
So we could set it at any temperature you want. Really cool feature. If you've ever had this in your coach or your house, you'll never buy another motorhome without it. It's, you know, if it's 45 degrees, it'll pretty much heat the whole interior of the coach without having the aqua even have to turn on.
Yeah, especially with this cold weather in early April here in Oregon, this would definitely come in handy.
Definitely.
Yeah, now we have a huge countertop space. I've never seen this floor plan. I think this is my favorite Country Coach Magna I've ever seen. But check out how much countertop space is in the back of the coach there. And then very deep medicine cabinet space. That's cool that it's at a curve. I've never seen that. That's where that rear cap is there.
Yeah, the back cap's coming back. You also notice right here, this is pretty cool information. Country Coach always went by a coach number. This is 6955.
Nice.
It gives you the VIN number. They also had their own scale where they weighed every single coach. They're all about safety and everything else. It has every single serial number inside the motorhome. For your TVs, whatever it is, it's going to be the serial number and all that right here. Pretty cool information that's always on a Country Coach. You'll see it in the medicine cabinet.
Yes, sir. Even with this huge rear bathroom, I'm noticing another large door here with that cool inlay in the door. But check this out, guys. This is almost a walk-in closet with this very large safe tucked back here in the corner. And then we've got some nice hanging space. And then of course that signature Country Coach ironing board that will fit right into the kitchen to make ironing easy. Louis, I appreciate you showing us around one of the nicest Country Coach Magnas in existence. But you've got another 4 Magnas or so. Do you think we could talk pricing on these different coaches?
Yeah, definitely.
What is the pricing in miles and floor plans on some of these other Magnas you have here?
Yeah, this one's a 2006 Country Coach Magna, and I think it's got 112,000 miles, and we're asking $174,900. And it's going to be the Rembrandt floor plan, which is a great floor plan, huge kitchen, 96-inch sofa, not a bath and a half, but you're going to get all that extra space in the kitchen and the bigger sofa in the forward part of the coach.
Awesome. You've got more photos on your website, premierrvservices.com.
Yeah, we have all of our photos on all of our coaches. We have 2008 42-foot Magna also.
Yeah, what's the story on this 42-foot Magna? That's a very sought-after coach, being a little bit shorter, but still all the high-end features that we find in the Magna.
Yeah, we get a lot of calls on people that want a 42, not a 45. So yeah, they didn't make a lot of 42-footers, and a lot of 40s they didn't make either. So we have a 42, and we also have a 40-foot Magna down here also. So that's pretty cool. But we're asking $234,999 for a 2008 600 Cummins, 75,000 miles.
And then you mentioned a 40-footer. Is that this coach next door? I really like the color combination with the silvers and almost copper colors.
Actually, we're getting close. This is a 45-foot 2007 45-foot Rembrandt that we also have. But one more down is going to be the rare of all rare coaches, a 40-foot 2010 Magna.
Now, before we take a look at the 40-foot, what's the price in miles on this 07?
It's going to be 84,000 miles, 229,000.
Yeah, super clean coach, but this is extremely rare. Is this as rare or even more rare than the bath and a half Magna?
This is the only 40-foot Magna in the world that was built in 2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
Miles and money that you need for this.
Okay, it's a 2010 40-footer. It's 279,000, and it's got the 625 C15 Cat.
With only 25,000 miles on it, a 40-foot coach with the Cat 625.
Yeah.
I want to test drive this. I'm not going to, because with the low miles, we want to keep miles off out of respect for the next owner.
Yeah.
But what an opportunity. I bet this is a rocket ship.
We're going to need your driver's license, actually.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And a large deposit. I'd like to see what we did, a 0 to 60 in that 45-foot Magna, but I'd love to see the 0 to 60 time in this coach. If someone's a serious and qualified buyer and they want to purchase one of the coaches here at Premier RV of Oregon, who can they get a hold of?
Yeah, just reached out to either me, Louie, or Damon at 541-998-2640.
Awesome, Lou. I really appreciate your time,
Thank you,
sir.
Andrew. Yep.
My pleasure. Also appreciate all of you subscribing to the channel and liking these videos, and also subscribing to Premier's YouTube channel. They've been making some cool videos over there.
We're trying.
Definitely worth checking them out. We appreciate all of you and hope you're all having a great day.
All right, thank you.